Welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Tea. I am your host, Cherie. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all all right? People that happen to be white, are y'all all right? Because your skin folk act an entire donkey Wednesday. Your skin folk show their entire ass. Are y'all okay? Girl. White people have lost their minds. White people have literally lost their entire minds. What the fuck? Not all y'all. Not all y'all. We know. Not all y'all, but too many. A disturbing amount of y'all. Moving on. But this some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Girl, there's so many words that I don't know where to start first. But anyway, we just gonna be a short intro. Just gonna get your cocktails ready. If you are 21 or older, of course. And please, baby, drink responsibly. Today, I'm sipping on a champagne tequila Cosmo. Yes, the reason why I said tequila Cosmo, because I don't like vodka. Vodka literally tastes like all of my bad decisions. So I usually substitute vodka for either tequila or whiskey, because I'm a whiskey girl. But if you want to see how I made this drink, then head over to my Instagram. I am Cherie4. That's I am SHARI 4. And check out my Reels video. By now, I'm sure that you have seen the entire cast of Tiger King raid the U.S. Capitol. And I must say, baby, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear y'all tell us shit about Black Lives Matter. I don't want to hear shit. I really just don't. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody's looting, nobody's rioting. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody's blue life mattering. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody's all life fucking mattering. Because obviously, those are just counter protests. And y'all don't really mean that shit. Because y'all was out there beating the shit out of blue lives. What happened to that? What happened to blue lives mattering? What happened to all lives mattering? Huh? Because you got your own killed for your stupidity. And trust me, this is not, this gonna make some of y'all uncomfortable, and that's okay. But, white fragility is killing us. And obviously this nation, our democracy, our republic, okay, fuck white fragility. We gonna go all in, honey. We gonna talk about it. And when I say don't say shit to us about Black Lives Matter, I mean like never no more. Like never no more. Anyway, moving on. I want to be clear about some things. Let's clear up some of this verbiage. And that's the other thing about this whole thing, that before I get started, I must say is that the verbiage that we use to describe the fuckery that occurred Wednesday is important. It's very, very important. And news media, especially mega media, or MAGA media, y'all might want to listen. Y'all might want to get this right this time. Okay? Call these folks the same thing you called everybody the fuck else. Okay, they are terrorists. They are not patriots. Okay, first let's start off with the fact that they didn't storm the U.S. Capitol. They were invited. They were guests. Okay, y'all ghetto ass, sadistic ass president invited them. He also told them that he was gonna go march with them. Girl, Lady Donnie was somewhere at the White House in a secured tent. They call it a bunker. It looked like a fucking tent to me. It didn't look like no goddamn bunker. But partying and dancing, with his chief of staff and his trash ass family. I said to check your mama. Check your mama. Baby, not that they are comparable in any way, not that you can compare these two in any way, by any stretch of the imagination, but Martin would never, okay? John Lewis would never. Honey, they were out there marching, getting beat up, facing dogs and fire hoses and getting beat and everything else, including getting arrested with the people that they called to an action. Right? Ain't that how that work? Your president is pussy. That's all I'm saying. Your president is pussy. Okay? Anyway, they all should be indicted promptly. Okay? Indict every last one of them. They all, and I saw somewhere where seditious conspiracy, right? And here's what the law says about seditious conspiracy, which is the reason why I named this episode Sedition. I believe, I hope that they can get them on seditious conspiracy. Again, I am not a lawyer, okay? But I got Google like everybody else. So, whatever. But this is what the law says about seditious conspiracy, and it sounds a lot like what Chester and them did. But you be the Chester Cheeto and the Terror Squad. That's their names. Anyway, this is what the law says about seditious conspiracy. If two or more persons in any state or territory or in any place subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, conspiracy to overthrow, put down, or to destroy by force the government of the United States, or to levy war against them, or to oppose by force the authority thereof, or by force to prevent, hinder, or delay the execution of any law of the United States, or by force to seize, take, or possess any property of the United States contrary to the authority thereof, thou shalt each be fined under this title, or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both. Now, again, your girl, I'm not a lawyer, but I got Google. And that sounds a lot like what they did. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. I'm just leave that there, and you do with it whatever you need to do with it. Okay? Let me sip. Girl, I'm gonna have to go and get some more, because it's some bullshit already. Moving on. The other thing that I want to say about this, girl, I got makeup on the back of my hand. Mind your business. Moving on. The other thing about this is it's so annoying to hear the media constantly say, that they're so shocked by this, and they're shocked by what those terrorists, insurrectionists, okay, did. And for me, the reason why that is just so weird, because they said this out in the open on public platforms, on social media. I'm gonna get to social media later, okay? Because don't think we impressed by this, but moving on. But they were in Facebook groups. They were, y'all ghetto ass president was at the presidential debate talking about stand back and somebody stand the fuck by. And y'all shocked? That didn't sound like a rallying call. People saying during that time that was a rallying call, that was a call to his people. That won't, moving on. But I just don't really understand mostly why people are shocked by that. Because again, this was planned. This was a planned attack. And the crazy part about it, now that some reports, some arrests have been made, I'm gonna get to that too. But there are public officials in it. Like, nobody knew Y'all mean to tell me that none of y'all knew that this was gonna happen? The fact that they were talking about this was rigged the entire election, even before your president was talking about some shit was fucking rigged. The entire girl. And y'all shocked. And you shocked. You know, they told us and y'all still was not prepared. And that is disturbing. It's very disturbing. It's not shocking because what happened on Wednesday was very American. Very American. As far as experiencing growing up in America and experiencing the America that I experienced and that folks that look like me experience, honey. That ain't nothing new. That's how y'all get down. You are violent. You are violent. All of those, that was the physical manifestation to me of all of the projections, right? The things, the traits that you projected on other races, other groups of people, like Mexicans are rapists and murderers, and black people are criminals, inherently more dangerous, and thugs, and Muslims are terrorists, and you know, just to name a few of the fuck shit y'all say about other races and the groups of people. And look what y'all do. Look what y'all got going on. Girl, it's an entire projection. Listen, I just started therapy a couple of months ago. However, your girl has learned a thing or two. I'm just saying it's a projection. Check your mama or your therapist or both. I'm gonna get out my face with it. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Oh yeah, that gets me back to the we're better than this. I don't want to hear that no more either. Again, this is America. This is very American what happened. I don't want to hear we better than this. Joe, President-elect Joe, please stop saying that shit. With all due respect that you're supposed to give your elders and things, please stop saying that shit. Cause this is America. Stop talking about we better than this. Cause you're gonna have to prove it. Cause as of now and as of all of my 32 years of life on God's good green earth, y'all been violent. Y'all been violent towards black people. Y'all been violent towards any and everybody that don't look like y'all, don't think like y'all, don't pray like y'all, don't fuck like y'all. What did I miss? Etc., etc. There you go. That should cover the rest. Moving on. Going back to what I was saying earlier about being responsible about media and people who are reporting on this, even if you're just talking on your little podcast. It is very important that we use the correct terms to describe these motherfuckers, okay? Because they are hell-bent on being called patriots, and my dear, you are not a patriot. You are thugs and domestic terrorists. You are rioters and looters. You are criminals. You're traitors. And you're insurrectionists. However, you're indeed not a patriot. Okay? Now, you know, words matter. Words matter. The fact that you label Black Lives Matter rioters and looters and thugs and criminals, and you criticize the burning of a fucking Target, okay, and y'all raided the United States Capitol. I don't think that you guys understand like how secure the U.S. Capitol is allegedly supposed to be. So for them to go in and terrorize lawmakers and the vice president and destroy and raid the United States Capitol, it really kind of tells me that that was an inside job. You know, and check your mama. It had to be an inside job. You know, the fact that these domestic terrorists were able to walk past U.S. Capitol Police, rush the stairs, take down the American flag and raise Trump's flag, bust out windows, raid the Capitol, walk through the House and the Senate floors, chase a cop. And by the way, let's talk about him real quick, because that man is low-key, well, rather high-key, a hero. Okay, his name is Eugene Goodman. And apparently when we saw that video of Eugene Goodman running, or looked like he was being chased, actually he was leading them on a wild chase away from the Congress people. So this man saved lives. There's no doubt about that. He saved lives. You know, the fact that they were able to push past U.S. Capitol Police and, you know, bust windows and raid offices and steal Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern and her gavel and her mail, which is a fucking federal offense, by the way. You know, and for them to storm the Senate and House floors, and breaking into other people's offices and stealing sensitive documents and breaking doors and erecting gallows to hang the Vice President of the United States or Nancy Pelosi or whoever. Another one was chatting heads on stakes and shit. Like, this is medieval times. Y'all. But they were able to do all of that safely. Okay? And leave safely. All while armed with guns and explosives and knives and lead pipes and zip ties. The fuck you think they was gonna do with them zip ties? Okay, there was that failed plan to kidnap the governor of Michigan, the governor of Virginia. They was gonna kidnap some folks, honey. They definitely was gonna kidnap some folks. But the fact that they were able to do all of that safely, and now the FBI is asking us to help them identify these fucking trash ass humans. That is laughable. Are you kidding me? You know how many people were arrested during the summer? 436, well, over 430. And only 14 was arrested that day. Of course, now more has been arrested, and now they're finding out while they're trying to fly home or escape home that they are now on no-fly lists, like terrorists, like the terrorists they are. And rightfully so. Listen, cry me a river. No one gives a fuck about your little crocodile tears. What care about your tears? Where was your tears Wednesday? You was chatting and gung-ho and hang this person. But y'all gonna get exactly what y'all deserve. But FBI, leave us the fuck out of it. Okay? Leave us the fuck out of it. That's y'all job to figure out who the fuck these fools is. And it was y'all job to make sure that shit won't go happen. Because I know y'all knew. Cause didn't y'all just do an article? Or didn't y'all just say not too long ago that they were domestic terrorists and the biggest threat? Or didn't y'all say that? Moving on. I'ma say this. It's gonna make y'all uncomfortable. I don't give a fuck. Cops were complicit. For real. Like, if they could be heavily guarded for Black Lives Matter protesters who was protesting blocks away. And for the record, by the way, Black Lives Matter, they are protesting for our right to fucking exist without cops killing us or beating the shit out of us, and without the system allowing them to get the fuck away with it, among other things. Okay? Because it's a laundry list, okay? Among other things, okay? And baby, and what the cast of Duck Dynasty did Wednesday was a temper tantrum. It was not a political protest. You were mad Because A, you gotta wear a piece of cloth over your nose and mouth. Let's be real. B, y'all lost the election. And C, which probably is the most important part of it all, probably is the biggest thing that chaps your ass, is that Black people and people of color, all the groups that you try to marginalize, okay, outvoted you, outsmarted you in a system that was built for you. And we beat you at your own game, and you mad, girl. You mad. You big mad too. Like, you commit a felony, like a couple felonies, mad. And, I mean, lose your entire livelihood, mad. And be listed like a terrorist, mad. And a traitor, mad, because that shit was treason. Okay? Just like your little fuck ass flag represent your little fuck ass Civil War, it was treason. It's treason. You're a traitor. And check your mama. Moving on. Because we are not the same, who? We're not the same. Moving on. Okay. So back to the cops being complicit. Because from the videos that I saw, cops was opening barricades and motioning people to come in, and all while their own were being, murdered, and one was literally single-handedly saving lives. But again, the U.S. Capitol is supposed to be very, very secure. These people are trained for terrorist attacks. But I guess all that training don't mean shit when you don't think that terrorists can look like you, or that terrorists are white. Also, because they are, clearly. Okay? Racism and white supremacy, like, that is terrorism at its finest. White supremacy terrorizes a lot of people. Anyway, y'all, let me tell you something. This tequila and this Grand Marnier and this champagne is kicking the fuck in. So I'm gonna try my best to get through this. Cause it's kicking in. I'm gonna slow down. Cause look, I'm gonna have, that's how good it is. You gotta try it again. Go to my IG. And see how I make it. Look at my cute little Reels video and see how I make it. And that's something I'm probably gonna be doing. That's why I say probably. I'm probably gonna be doing that with each video, so y'all can see how I make my little cocktails. But anyway, moving on. I'm babbling again because it's that fucking strong. So if you gonna make this and drink this, please stay the fuck put. Don't go nowhere. You shouldn't be going nowhere anyway, because Rona's still out here. I know Rona, the news has been taking a back seat. I know the coronavirus news has taken the back seat to the fuck shit that occurred Wednesday, but Rona's still here. And she got cousins, honey. She done mutated a couple times. Stay your ass in the house. Stay your ass in the house. Right now, I'm in Virginia with my family still. And as of yet, until shit clear up a little bit more, especially in LA, where I reside and pay rent still. Y'all, the numbers, stay in the house. Stay in the house. And we haven't even seen the numbers from Christmas and New Year's, because y'all just want to be fucking seen so fucking bad. That's what it boiled down to. You want to be seen. But anyway, this is not about that. It's not about that, Cherie. Moving on. Back to the matter at hand. Again, the U.S. Capitol it typically is very, very secure. Never forget that the U.S. Capitol and the Secret Service killed a black woman in 2013. Her name was Miriam Carey, while her 18-month-old child was in the back seat. You know, all because she made a U-turn at a White House checkpoint. All because she made a U-turn at a checkpoint, at a secure checkpoint. And they shot and killed her for a fucking traffic infraction. And these motherfuckers is able to get on Capitol Hill, get on the grounds, okay? Storm the steps, or, you know, I really hate that word, storm the steps, because they didn't storm shit. They was invited, but we've established that. But the fact they were able to do all of that, and this lady couldn't even make a fucking U-turn is... And again, the fact that the militarized presence that the Black Lives Matter peaceful protesters, might I add, again, you can Google this. Google is your motherfucking friend. But 93% of the protests from over the summer was peaceful. 93%. Moving on. Yeah, this definitely was an inside job. You know, on CNN, there was a retired United States Capitol police officer for 37 years. And he was saying that everything about it was weird because the fact that the perimeter, they didn't secure the perimeter, meaning that they should have secured the perimeter around the grounds, not just the building. Because you shouldn't even been able to get close to the steps. They have an unscalable fence now, and you know, they're secured, but I do believe that there was some complicity going on because no one okayed for the help to come in. The help was there and ready to be deployed, but they didn't get the okay. And of course, everybody's pointing fingers. The ex-captain pointing fingers at the sergeant at arms of the House and the Senate, saying that they said no. And everybody's pointing fingers right now, but everybody knew that this was going to happen and that y'all should have been prepared. Y'all should have had the militarized police there the same way you did for Black Lives Matter, okay? Because these folks were actually violent. These folks actually had bombs in the Capitol, like bombs, okay? Not to mention, didn't we just have somebody blow up like an entire block in Nashville on Christmas? Ain't nobody even talking about that no more. See how we, girl, when I say 2020, she just had a little quick change, a little quick dress change. Like this a concert or something, like she Beyonce. This is, Moving on. But this definitely was an inside job, you know, and I also believe that in the coming days, weeks, months, there gonna be more information coming out about police officers, law enforcement, as well as maybe like other personnel within the Capitol building that aided and abetted in this insurrection. Yeah, baby. I'm telling you, they are coming out. And of course, this is all alleged. This is all allegedly, of course. This is all allegedly. But I definitely believe some more information, some more folks are going to be named and being complicit in this. And honestly, from what I've seen, there are members of the House that seem to think so too. Like House Majority Whip James Clyburn. Child, he was on an interview. Where was it? Was it CNN? I don't know. It was MSNBC or CNN. One of them. And this is what he said. I wrote it down. Hold on. This is what he said. I do believe that something was going on. They knew where to go. I've been told by some other Congress people that their staff are saying that they saw people being allowed into the building through side doors. Who opened these doors? Who opened those side doors for these protesters, or I call them mobsters, into the building? Not through the main entrance where the megalimeters are, but through side doors. Yes, somebody on the inside of those buildings were complicit in this. You know, he even stated that when he arrived at the Capitol on Wednesday, that he felt that something was off about the building security. And this is what he said about that. There were no security people on the steps. They were all out in a place where I gave low security. That kind of leads me to my next point, about, this is definitely a national security risk, domestically and internationally, because when we were watching, when we say the world is watching, when we say the world is watching, that doesn't just mean our allies are watching. That means our adversaries are watching. People that want to see the demise of the United States, the people that want to see the great nation fall. This is a major national security risk. The entire world witnessed Tiger King and friends, breach the Capitol, and how easy that was. Also, I feel like our Achilles heel has been exposed, like our weakness, even though it was low-key already exposed. But they see how easy it is to breach the U.S. Capitol. They see how easy it is. All you gotta say is that you for that cause or you're for Trump, and baby, certain GOP members will fall right in line. Certain senators. The fact that there were senators even after that fuck shit happened, they still had the caucasity, my God, to still vote against certifying the vote, certifying Joe Biden's win. That is disgusting. And that is, it's so many words, girl. Like, they need to be thrown out immediately, not because they think differently, but because they think dangerously. The fact that happened, and that folks allowed it to happen, and going back to cops being complicit in it and everything, obviously, it's very obvious to me that they need to redo some background checks on the Capitol Hill personnel and the Capitol Hill police too. Y'all need to go and redo some background checks and recheck some folks and cross-check them and double check and triple check and all whatever. Just go on and redo it. Just go on and redo it, because I really do believe that more names, and it's gonna be folks in high places too that were all the way complicit, not just Trump and them. Of course, we know they all should go to jail. Giuliani, all of them. And not just for this, but definitely for this. Just saying. Moving on from the cops and these blue lives, moving on from the blue lives that don't really matter to y'all, that y'all say mattered. Moving on from them folks to the second impeachment. And I think that y'all should have fucking listened to the first one, because I've seen when people's like, he's been trying to do this all summer. No, he been trying to do. Y'all do realize that this time last year, what was it, January 16th or something like that of 2020, is when his impeachment trial started. His impeachment trial in the Senate started, I think, January 16th and ended February 5th. I don't know, y'all. I've been drinking. I think so. But Google is your friend. She's your friend. She's your bestie, as a matter of fact. But where the Senate voted to acquit. And let me remind you real quick what his charges was with the articles of impeachment. There were two. The first one was abuse of power, and the second one, I think, was obstruction of Congress. Again, Google is your friend, but I believe those were the two. And it was for him asking the Ukrainian president to interfere in the election, interfere in the 2020 elections. It should have been troubling that he even asked the favor, and wanted the president of Ukraine to investigate Joe and Hunter Biden. For the sake of, the fact that that's your political opponent is what made it, an abuse of power. And the Senate seemed to not think so, and also the obstruction of Congress, because he impeded on whistleblowers who came, and he, threatened people. He impeded on their investigation. So that's why he got obstruction of Congress. But if y'all would have listened to that one, we wouldn't even been here. Hell, if you listen to the Mueller report, we wouldn't have been here. Okay, moving on. But that want to smoke your gun. I'm sorry, I know I said moving on, but that want to smoke a gun. And now y'all literally had a moving on. Hopefully I'm getting to the end, because we getting to the end of my drink. Moving on. But even though I think you should have fucking listened to the first one, I will say that a second impeachment is necessary, even though, yes, even though he has like 9 days left in office. I just think it's necessary because, number one, it would set a precedence, because this is like the first time in history that a president could possibly to be impeached twice. And the first impeachment was kind of unprecedented because he was like the third president to be impeached. It would have been 4, but Nixon's punk ass resigned. Why did he resign? Because the Republicans, the Senate Republicans had enough balls back then to go to the White House and tell Nixon to resign. Unlike the pussy ass GOP, not all of them, we know, not all of them, we know. But the pussy ass ones that still support him, it's too many of them. It's like, it's still a whole lot of them that still stand by him and stand by what happened. And all of them should be thrown the fuck out too. I think Representative Cori Bush, I think she's out of Missouri, St. Louis. But she proposed a resolution to expel Republican members of Congress for treason, because more than half of Republican representatives and multiple senators stroke Trump's conspiracy theories and encourage the white supremacists to take action to overturn the election. Okay, and that's again Representative Cori Bush, who was just the newly elected and made history because I believe she was the first black, I don't know if it's woman or person. Either way, it's a goddamn shame because it's 2021 and we still talking about first black, first this, first that. But so congrats to her and shout out to her. Okay, but I understand why they want to do the second impeachment, because again it will set a precedent. The second thing is Cheeto will lose the ability to run in 2024, and I think period, like he lose the ability to run, period, but definitely 2024. His sadistic ass can't run no more. That would be amazing. Do the whole world a favor. Also, he will lose his pension, his $200,000 pension for the rest of his life. He won't get that. And we ain't got to fucking pay for it, okay? Because I don't want to. 4, he will lose his $1 million per year travel allowance. Again, we ain't got to pay for that. We wouldn't have to pay for that because we don't want to. And lastly, he will lose his lifetime full service Secret Service detail. again, something else that we won't have to fucking pay for. All right, so I get it. I understand. And again, y'all should have paid attention to the first impeachment, but you also maybe, actually more probably, should have paid attention. He was calling for the execution of 5 teenagers, now known as the exonerated 5. You should have paid a fucking attention when he started the Obama birther shit. You should have paid attention when he was talking about grabbing bitches by the pussy. You should have paid attention when he came down the escalator, was talking about Mexicans are rapists and murderers. You should have paid attention when he locked little kids in cages and separated families. Or when he said that he can shoot somebody on 5th Avenue and get the fuck away with it. Y'all proving that he will. Moving on. You should have paid attention to all of those times. You should have paid attention to the Mueller report. You should have paid attention to Stormy Daniels. You should have paid attention when allegedly them Russians was out there peeing on him and shit, or however the fuck it went, allegedly. But you should have paid attention to it. You know, you should have paid attention when he was calling countries African, black and brown countries, shithole countries and shit. You should have paid attention then. You should have paid attention when he said when the looting starts, the shooting starts. I guess that's only for black people, not for white people. Because they sure was looting and raiding the U.S. Capitol and won't nobody shoot nothing. Okay? Just to name a few instances for which y'all should have paid attention and wouldn't have been all of this. That leads me to my last point here, honey. Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms, all of a sudden they don't want to block him on their platforms. However, it's a little too late. You don't get a cookie for this. You don't get credit for this. His whole presidency, you allowed him to say whatever the fuck he want, to spread conspiracy theories, to undermine our elections, among other things. His supporters as well. And now all of a sudden you want to shut him down and get credit for it. You get no credit for it. Okay, I wish I could say that it's a noble thing, but you should have been did it. Okay, now there's blood on y'all hands too, because it was on your platforms that they got the word out. It's on your platforms that they playing this fuck shit. So I don't care about y'all banning him and shutting his shit down. I don't care. I don't. Y'all let the Proud Boys and the mega folks and even lawmakers spread lies and everything the fuck else, and we supposed to applaud y'all? Yeah, I think not. Moving on. All of this is still developing, honey. We gonna see and watch what happens. We gonna see how long it take for them to go on and get these folks arrested. It's not shocking it's taking this long, because it's just like when police murder innocent, unarmed black people. It takes months and months and months for them to decide that they're not gonna arrest them. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked by any of this. It's very disturbing though. Very disturbing, but baby, this is America. It is what it is. Let's see what happens from here. But moving on to shots for the road. So my shots for the road today, shots for the road is a poem or quote or song lyric that I thought was dope, or that tied into what I'm talking about, my topic. And so this week, I think it's befitting. This week it's a song lyric, and it's an old school one. My parents used to play it all the time, and it's Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and of course, baby, our beloved Teddy Pendergrass sings lead on this good old song, and it's wake up, everybody. But yeah, so here's the lyrics. I'm not gonna sing it, even though she can sing, but I'm not gonna sing it for you. But here we go. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking. Time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war, and poverty. And then the bridge. Is it the bridge or the chorus? One over the two. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it. Yeah, just you and me. Okay. And with that, baby, we're done. Thank you for listening and watching another episode of Cocktails and Tea. If you want to connect with me, then head on over to cocktailsandteapodcast.com, where you can follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube, where you can watch the video version of this podcast and also watch some of my stand-up comedy videos. Also, your reviews really encourage me and they help other people find this podcast. So if my podcast ever made you laugh or think, then please rate, review, and share it with a friend. Until next time,